Hey there, everybody. It's been a few days, and we're out in the front yard. I guess the verge. It's the hell strip, as some of you might call it. Uh, this is the garden bed out front of the neighbor space, so the one closest to the street that we have discussed in prior videos. And as I'm planting, I'm seeing some real results in the garden, and I'd like to share some of those with you and talk about some of our next step forwards and some of the benefits of going to market that are not monetary. So I hope that's interesting, and stick around. For those of you who live in more rural areas or where salting the roads is not a priority, you may be familiar with municipal sand or street sand, which is the entire base material of this whole garden here. And so it's relatively fast draining, it gets dry very quick, and to be honest, there's very low nutrient content. But I'm noticing, while the macronutrient balance and the micronutrient balance is off, as evidenced by some of these aphids on some of the yarrow that's flowering, not every stalk has been affected. And so I think that there might just be a lack of interoperability in some of the plant networks going on below. But all we've been doing every year before the street sand comes and the snows come is piling up more and more leaf litter and some of the wood chips. And we've done this for a few years now, and this dark material is street sand. And if I go down a little bit, you can kind of see some of the layers that we've been creating. And I mean, it's still almost all sand, but there is so much organic matter being integrated that it's starting to darken up, and it seems like there's a lot of captured nutrient down there that's just waiting to explode. This is only a few years old, so I expect that as time goes on, it will improve. But let's talk about what we're adding in today. We were visiting with another grower yesterday, and our visit was absolutely wonderful. They grow a lot of flowers, so their setup is different from ours in the structure of their gardens, but the form and the cottage feel and the wild yet working kind of motif was very much at play. And so at the end of the visit, they offered a bunch of plants to us, and we are super grateful. I can't wait to have them over to see our spot and send them home with a few of our shrubs and woody perennials. But so we're adding in a few Mexican sunflowers. I've added in a few decorative grasses for biomass production, and also to fill in some of the front area to help give protection to some of what I assume are going to be slightly more delicate plants in the back row. So we've added some Mexican sunflowers, and we're also adding in a few irises and some daylilies, and I will probably put an echinacea or two up in here as well. And I think it's going to come together nicely. There should be a good interplay of color and pollinator options, and it should help to reduce the amount of material kicked off of the road and onto some of the food producing plants that we have here. So I'm going to finish planting these in and show you guys just a finished shot, and we'll go plant some other things. I think this hole right here really exemplifies the process at work. So we have 2020's sand layer, and then 2019's sand layer. And we've just been progressively building this up. I think that a mound or a berm might be overkill but we're kind of building towards that, although this material does break down and integrate through a term that I found today and love, and I'll share it with you guys: bioturbulence. So there was a little set of worms poking their heads out after I dug out a little bit of this, looking at what was up. So we'll give them some more sugars from some roots to pull in some prey for them. So there it is now. It's not terribly different yet, but as the season progresses, I'm confident that these guys will fill in and start to perform in their new homes. I'm looking forward to the sunflowers reseeding themselves and hopefully getting to collect some for ourselves to propagate further as well. So fingers crossed for that project. Everything has been watered in from the barrel of compost tea, and it's getting on to the warm part of the day on market day. So I'm gonna go inside, rehydrate, have a snack, and then start getting ready for market. So till next time, folks, thanks for watching. Happy planting.